Good day, everyone. I'm Cherian Humuad, your instructor for today. And today, I ask you a question and give your insight or opinion about it. When you hear or read the word open-ended tools, what comes to your mind? So I ask this question because that is our topic for today. And it's all about open-ended tools and use in teaching and learning. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify the open-ended tools used in teaching and learning. Second one is apply the open-ended tools to facilitate learning. Number 3 is the appreciate the importance of open-ended tools in teaching and learning. First and foremost, let me define to you the terms open-ended and tools separately. When we say open-ended, it is having no determined limit or boundaries. When we say tools, it is an electronic, digital, or physical tools that can be expand the human ability for performing tasks or generating products. So basically, open-ended tools enable the educator to access it freely. These tools are used to build, to create, or combine to make something new. Basically, these tools that are mentioned are the digital tools, software, and application that could be used and accessible to educator and student in which they could create an information that could help them in presenting information to student most especially. There are four different kinds of open-ended tools, and these are word processing documents, slide presentation software, electronic reference materials, and lastly is the tablet or mobile applications. The first one is a word processing document. It is any text-based document that looks the same whether it is viewed on a computer screen or printed out in a hard copy. So meaning, with the use of a word processing documents, a student can easily review, revise their compositions, highlight key ideas, rearrange sentences or paragraph to flow more logically, and try out alternative sentences or word to communicate their ideas better. Here are the example of a word processing documents. The first one is a Microsoft Word. Second one is the WPS. Third is Focuswriter. And the last one is Free Office Text Maker. The second one is a slide presentation software. It is a desktop or a cloud-based application that allows the user to present information to an audience using a sequence of multimedia format. So meaning, these are a computer program designed to allow the user to present information in engaging way, such as a text, pictures, sounds, as well as videos. So by the use of a slide presentation software, both students and teachers can create visually an appealing presentation. They can also learn variety essential skills in the process of planning, developing, presenting, and evaluating their presentation. So presentation skills help create innovative ideas and create interesting slides. Here are the example of slide presentation software. First is Canva, second is Prezi, and the third one is a Google Slides. The third one is an electronic reference material. There are various sources that provide background information or a quick facts on any given topics. So meaning, these are the electronic sources in which teacher could search out, especially if they wanted to know a quick fact or information, such as encyclopedia, almanacs, and etc. It is very handy to the point that they don't need to go library just to search information they wanted. Here are some example of electronic reference materials. These are ebook, online journals, blogs, educational or informational videos. The last one is a tablet and cell phone application. This application is that can make tasks easier to complete and processes more consistent, efficient, secure, and effective. Here are some example of a tablet and cell phone application. These are: first is Khan Academy, second is TED-Ed, and the last one is Quizlet. Now, let's move on to open-ended learning activities. Open-ended learning activities are tasks that have more than one right answer, solution, or outcomes and can be completed in more one way. So meaning, open-ended learning activities can take a form of a statement, question, task, project, or teaching methods. Now, different learners may use different types of thinking, and there are no predetermined correct outcomes. Advantages of Maker and Shaver. Maker and Shaver identify several advantages of open-ended question, and these are the following. First is encourage many students to give responses. Next is encourage student-to-student interaction pattern. Next is elicit more complete and complex responses. Allow students to give knowledgeable answers. Encourage students to question themselves, their classmates, and their teachers. And the last one is stimulate further thought and exploration. Open-ended teaching method. Now, this part of a teacher's best effort to stimulate an open higher level of thinking during the teaching classroom discussion. Student often respond to question both by the teachers as if there is only one right answer. Here are two instructional methods that provide students with open-ended learning experiences. And these are: the first one is a problem-based learning, and the second one is a Socratic seminars. When we say Socratic seminars, these are a form of a whole discussion based in Socratic theory. This Socratic theory says that it is more important to enable students to think for themselves than to merely fill their head with right answer. Meaning, in the process of Socratic seminars, prior to the discussion, students examine a test guide by form of a question, and that is provided by the teachers. Now, the text may be in the form of a novel, poem, or any literary forms. During the discussion, the teachers offer few well-crafted open-ended questions that provoke the student to think critically, analyzing multiple meaning in text, and express idea with clarity and confidence. And lastly, a follow-up activity enables students to set aside what they have learned so far from their preparation and discussion experiencing. Now, open-ended teaching method also involve open-ended questioning. Open-ended question is a form of authentic assessment that allowed students to use higher order thinking skills through variety of content area. When we say open-ended questioning, these are an effective way to challenge your student and learn more about how they think. So meaning, open-ended question encourage extended responses and allow students to reason, think, and reflect. And now, by their nature, open-ended question assist writing, several some understanding, and thinking skills, especially the student abilities to analyze, evaluate, and to solve problems. Now, let's move on to open-ended question in teaching and learning. So what exactly is the importance of using open-ended question in teaching and learning? Why is this important? Basically, language is one of the most vital and powerful tools available among teachers. We teachers can use language to stretch the learner's curiosity, reasoning, ability, and creativity, as well as their independence. In fact, the learners learning naturally look through a cycle of wonder, exploration, discovery, and reflection that leading them onto acquisitive conflict knowledge and sophisticated thinking. So one effective way to cater this is by integrating open-ended question in a teaching class discussion. Instead of predictable answers, open-ended question is elicit fresh and sometimes even starting insight and ideas, opening minds, enable to both teachers and students to build knowledge together. So, open-ended questions show the learners that their teachers trust them to have a good ideas and contribute in valuable ways. Their shooting stand, the anatomy of belongingness, and competencies led to engagement and give investment of the student in the classroom activities, which further lead to positive process of language and learning and acquisition. So those are the open-ended tools under use in teaching and learning. Especially in 21st century learning, we are slowly integrating technology. And to our educator, this is important that we must know how to use tools in education to make it more effective and efficient. So, you have any question? So, if you have any question regarding to our topic or discussion, free to ask or type in our comment section. Any clarification? And if you don't have any question, your quiz and activity are posted to our Google Classroom. So, you need to answer that before in our next meeting. So, any clarification to our quiz, our activity? If none, Thank you for listening, and that would be all. Goodbye, class.